participants here at the virtual platform for the International E-Conference. The topic of International E-Conference is Ayurveda for Dummies. The college Shri Kumarswami College Ausa is at Ausa district Latur, state Maharashtra, India. The college is run by Sri Mahanta Swami Shikshan Prasarak Mandal Ausa, and the college is affiliated to Swami Ramananda Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded. The college conducts many activities for the benefit of its stakeholders, and the webinar series and international conferences are run for the exchange of knowledge and for the benefit of students, researchers, teachers, and knowledge seekers. The webinar series and international conferences are going on very successfully and without any stoppage, and it is due to the devotion of chairperson and chief organizer, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Bedkar sir. Sir, I welcome you as the chairperson for this international e-conference. Today, I feel immense pleasure to welcome Honorable Speaker and Chief Guest, Noeli Naima ma'am from Berlin, Germany, and she is going to deliver her lecture on the topic Ayurveda for Dummies. On behalf of the organizing committee and the college, I heartily welcome you, ma'am, as the keynote speaker. I also welcome all the delegates and participants for the international conference. And now I would like to invite Chairperson Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar sir for his introductory words. Please, sir, welcome. Welcome. Thank you, sir, for your opening words. Now, before spending much time, I would like to invite today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Honorable Noeli Naima ma'am, for her keynote address. Okay, sir.
Okay, so I suppose I'm supposed to talk now. So I would like to welcome all of you and invite you at first that we welcome life first, that we welcome prana into our hearts. So I invite you to a deep inhale and just raise your arms above your head. Then bring the awareness of your hands together, exhale to your heart. Close your eyes just for a minute. Place your hands just flat on your heart. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Close your eyes if you are just looking at me. And bring your senses inward. Sense your heart and this life that is beating under your hands. There is a power there that you are not controlling. There is immense force beating your heart for you and breathing you in and out. There are programs inside. There is a form of life that you understand as yourself that expresses itself even wordless through the form you have in this world, through your intelligence, how you communicate, and how you use your senses to feel life. So now we send a big namaste and gratefulness to this form of life we are. And let's start talking Ayurveda for Dummies. You must be asking yourself, what a Western. I'm originally from Brazil. What I'm doing here speaking about Ayurveda. When Dr. Betkar invited me to talk, I gave him many subjects, like 3 or 4, and he chose Ayurveda for Dummies. So let's just say that my sites from the book series, Ayurveda for Dummies, Buddhismus for Dummies, and so on, I'm just making a joke because the pathway in Ayurveda for a Western is not easy. I'm busy with Ayurveda over 35 years, and I must let my heart here on the table say that I know nothing. I am the same expression of life you are, trying to understand and to grasp Ayurveda, the science of life, or the deep look of life inside myself at first, and trying my best to help others how to find a pathway into preventive health, because the long years on the Ayurveda formation and principally the medical formation in Ayurveda we receive in Western countries is private. So we have to work to pay our formations at the band's level, analog to band's level. And when we come out after the years of experience, we have the feeling that life is starting, but we didn't grasp it all. And so here, my namaste in my thankfulness for all my teachers and mentors, for Mother Bharat, and for India, and all the legacy that I could bring to the world that I can share with you in with lightness, because the point of Ayurveda for Westerns many times is that people will meet me at the streets and tell me, Ayur, what are you doing? They can't even spell it what Ayurveda is. And to explain for my grandma, or even for those that one day will need some basic principles in their lives, that they can go back to their essence. So I used to build some bridges during my time as a student to doodle it and to find funny forms how to grasp Ayurveda, because if everything is energy and comes from my heart and emanates and takes form, and then we have the tam matras, sound and touch, and from the tam matras we have the pancha mahabhutas, the 5 big elements, then slowly we start to grasp that if we have a crowd of people like now watching this talk, everyone is a multiverse inside themselves, right? So we are multitudes inside ourselves, and we have all these 5 elements: water, fire, earth, air, ether inside us. You are something you can grasp, so you are matter, and so you are earth. You have digestion and metabolism, so you are fire. There is a lot of liquids inside you, so you are water. And we are breathing in and breathing out, and we are now ocean of air around us. So we are air. And so we are our thoughts, we are ether, right? And so how can I explain to someone such depth and such legacy with lightness? So I start to make some jokes. And so now let's start with a joke. And before I start with my jokes, I want to ask your forgiveness, because my intention with Ayurveda for Dummies is not to diminish the legacy of something that saved my life many times and is still saving the life of many around the world. Because if we just go back 5 minutes in humankind's story, it is just the victors, the ones that won some battles. They explain a story of humanity further, and what we did with Ayurveda, because now I feel alive as a living legacy of Ayurveda too. Even if in this life I've not born in Mother Bharat, I am Ayurveda, but Ayurveda and Indian's legacy survived all that story and continues enchanting us, saving lives, inspiring us to be better humans. Because if you think about, I think all cultures in this world before all these wars, they had something like Ayurveda, but we destroyed this knowledge. And we are very grateful that the Vedas is still remaining, is still here teaching us how to have this deep insight of life, how science of life can enhance life. And so please forgive me if you feel that I'm being edgy with my jokes and so on. Please understand that trying to grasp what is not explainable to words. I'm just trying not to bring a smaller something that is like the universe, but to bring a way how to grasp something that is very abstract. And so let's start with the first joke that everyone loves when they are trying to ask me, are you what I do? And that is during pandemics, when the first news came in pandemics, how did you react? Were you extremely afraid and having thoughts of doom? Oh my God, the world is going to be over. It is the apocalypse. We are going all die from the virus. And oh my God, you felt extremely afraid. Or you were like, what? What is happening? Wow, why is everybody so scared? What is happening here? Well, there is no toilet paper. Maybe I use something else. We can get along. And then there is the third group. They just got really alert and they write down some lists. They went to the supermarket. They buy all the toilet paper. They leave us without any toilet paper, any pasta, but they were really classic in their lists, very organized, and they buy everything. They got ready for whatever it is that comes with the virus. And if you can relate to one of them, we are already inside the mind, manas of Ayurveda. If you were afraid, the must element, so that is to touch in your life, is vata, right? So vata is very afraid. Vata mind is very afraid. And Kapha mind is very constant, very stable, and they know they can go on and on and on. And Pitta mind, wow, they buy the supermarkets just empty. So whatever you are, know that you are the three of them. So the base of Ayurveda heart. Ayurveda can be a philosophy. Ayurveda can be medicine. Ayurveda can be therapy. Ayurveda can be wellness. Because in the moment that we start getting busy with life, we are already inside Ayurveda. Even if you can't spell it, you are with me there. So if I could have earned a cent, a penny, for every single human being that can't spell Ayurveda that I met worldwide, being born in Brazil, living in Germany, in Spain, in Bali, and many other countries. I learned Ayurveda from beautiful teachers in India, Sri Lanka, Germany, United States. And so Ayurveda is one of the legacies of India that inspire hearts worldwide to make the same thoughts about life. And the second joke would be if you want to have a feeling about your coworkers or about yourself, is how you react to hunger. When you're hungry, are you like, wow, I can't even feel it, and maybe, oh, it is already away, it is already away? Or you are like having slowly thoughts about that delicious croissant, warm, crunchy, full filled with chocolate, and that brings you lots of pleasure because that croissant is just so delicious in your mouth, and the chocolate, oh my God. Or you are becoming an assassin. So the third group is, if you are hungry, better get you something to eat, or you bring me, you just assassin someone. You just just be an assassin. So the first group that gets hungry doesn't know exactly if they are hungry, and they forget we are by vata. And the second group, thinking about food and having just thoughts about food, we are by kapha. And the third one, they could kill someone if they are hungry, we are talking about pitta. And what is vata, pitta, and kapha? We are talking about the doshas and the bioenergies. So I think you can relate, right? So, and if you try a diet, let's speak about diets. Vata, pitta, kapha, how do they react on diets? And Vata is like, oh my God, I'm getting stressed out because I have to follow a diet. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Pitta is like, making the list again. So they buy for the next month and they have the meals organized, someone to cook for them. And Kav is like, oh, maybe today I can just eat a slice of pizza. It is not hurting anyone. So let's go. And who um, who is out of some of them? So in Ayurveda, we have a constitution, and this constitution, that was a very challenging principle to to grasp, because how can it be that you are born with a constitution and you're going to die with the same constitution? So I keep receiving the same questions, and I just invite you to remember, even if the body ages, you are still being yourself. We can't just change your essence to other body. So constitution is one part of your essence, is what rings into frequency with your essence. So your main constitution, when you're born, when you're raised, when your father and mother come together, there will be born your constitution, and will be a mixture of the three doshas, the three main energies and bioenergies in Ayurveda: vata, pitta, and kapha. Vata is made of air and akash, space. Pitta is made of water and fire, and kapha, water and earth. Remember the five big elements? So if we have to play with the five main elements, then in different combinations, we are going to have the doshas. And it is very easy to relate to the doshas and to the constitutions. If you think about your co-workers, you have in the meetings, again, I will come with a joke, someone that talks, and when you try to answer, they are already in the next idea. This is vata. And if you have someone doing lists, organizing the meeting, making appointments, and writing down everything, this is pitta. And if you have someone just listening and making their own thoughts, this is kapha. There is very rarely in Ayurveda people that are just vata, just pitta, or just kapha, or the other side, there are three doshas, some that are in balance. So they have the three doshas in balance. Is must the most common we have in daily life in Ayurveda clinic are mixed constitutions. And why it is very auspicious for you to know your main constitution, because it is the imbalance when you have a contrast to your constitution that will give us many hints how we can bring you back to balance. So that is why knowing your constitution is gold. And if you can go to a very expensive spa and buy an expensive Ayurveda massage, everyone is always asking me if I'm giving massages and so on. During our teachings in Ayurveda, we start as therapists doing many hours of massage and being very humble, doing what everyone else doesn't want to do. We prepare bastis, we prepare massage, we prepare the oils, we clean, and until one day we can serve as Ayurveda medicine practitioners. And know that in the science of life, the big exercise is as well to understand that doesn't matter how much you know about vata, kapha, pitta. If you know your main constitution and you understand three or four basic principles, you can apply this in your life for yourself in the different life phases you are going through. Because as a baby, We see that the babies have lots of mucus. This is kapha. And so they need this mucus to grow. But if you are an adult and you still have lots of grease of mucus, oh, maybe we have a problem. And if you have problems with your digestion and you are a very thin person and very like a colibri, very fast and so on, we have a vata type, but vata needs as well pitta and kapha in their constitutions. Kapha needs pitta and vata, and Pitta needs Vata and Kapha. So the must we met every day in our Ayurveda clinics is mixed constitutions, because I meet as well lots of people that they made a test in the magazine or online. Oh, let's see my constitution. And then they come, oh, I am Vata. And then my mind trying to make some jokes is always like thinking about this person like air. Oh, this person is just air. It is impossible to be just air. It is impossible to be just water. It is impossible to be just fire. It is impossible to be just earth. So, and this is slowly logical. So what I want to give you as a gift is the Ayurveda is very logical. And when you see this with lightness, because I must say that the first 6, 7 years of learning Ayurveda was very hard. There is no lightness. And sometimes when you start to joke with your friends, that your friends students, then it will come some lightness, because we don't understand what we are doing, and just by the ears. So my intention is to give you just 3 main grounds that you can grasp and just have with you. You can't be just one element. So that is the first one. You are more than one element. So you are at minimum two, right? And mixed constitutions, that means 4 elements minimum, because all doshas are 2 elements. So you are 4 elements, but the big secret, we are all 5. So you have a tendency, maybe in the different life moments, teenager, then we change to pitta. And then if you are a parent, you know how fun it is to have teenagers at home. They are starting to pitta and hormones and so on. It is a pitta life phase, but that doesn't mean that they are just pitta. They have a very high percent on pitta. And then we need to build a house. We need to feed a family. This power of a warrior comes lots from pitta, but in different expressions. Kapha constitution, Kapha Pitta, Pitta Kapha, Vata Pitta, Pitta Vata, different constitutions. That is why, too, after when someone has a flu and goes to Ayurveda doctor, you're not going to get an aspirin, a spray for your nose, and will be sent home. Every constitution will be at first considered, and what could help you if you have lots of mucus cannot help someone that is in vata flu or someone that is in pitta. So the second concept that I would like to give you is to remember that you are a multiverse inside yourself with your constitution, how you were born, and this constitution stays the same until you die. But it is the contrast and the different life phases that will give you a hint where is the imbalance. And no, no one is in balance complete all the time, just the sages, just Shiva or the gods. And even though we know lots of stories about the gods, that they are not in balance all the time, it is part of nature not being in balance all the time. And the third concept, and as well to finish my Ayurveda for Dummies, is to invite you to think that the main concept of Ayurveda medicine is about our digestion, Agni. No Agni, no life. And Agni is one of the features of the characteristics of Pitta. And think about Agni. We transform from a baby to a teenager, then to an adult, then to a wise adult, and then a wiser adult. All this transformation is always happening because our metabolic powers and the reproduction of our cells follow a pattern. And to follow this pattern, we need lots of pitta. But to put everything in movement in our bodies, we need vata. Vata is movement, is Is the principle of being overall, is the principle that acts as well through our manas, our mind in Ayurveda is as well a element, a substance. And in this agni, that everything is about the digestion, the central part of Ayurveda medicine pharmacy is as are the substances, and everything is a substance. So I ask you carefully to think about your daily life, because we eat every day, we sleep every day, we have our thoughts, and not with no, not exceptionally repetitive thoughts, right? And so for the uh, for the future of a better humanity where we don't need therapy, because my mission as someone that could have the privilege of studying Ayurveda medicine, and I repeat, I know nothing. I still grabbing the surface of it. I decided to be an advocate for preventional health. And you know why? Because of this third postulate I'm sharing with you, because of Agni. If we know slowly how to digest better our emotions, our mind process, the way that we grasp life, not abusing from our senses, sleeping better, taking care of our food, and respecting food maybe as a medicine, not many of us would need the therapy. In Ayurveda medicine is 90% prevention. And if something goes wrong, then we go to therapy. I know that in the world we have different kinds of medicines, and it is an art when we learn to use the best of these medicines in the moment we need. So, for your best, don't forget you have a constitution. This constitution will be the same until you die. It is the contrast from your imbalances that will show us, that want to help you with Ayurveda medicine, where you are in this moment and how to come back to the essence. Secondly, you can't be just one element, just one dosha. You are much more than this. And if Ayurveda is interesting for you, just put some effort to know more. It is going to enhance your life and invite you into a magical experience. And third, Ayurveda is all about digestion and not abusing your senses. Too much TV, too much mobile, too much iPad, too much alcohol, too much sweets. Everything that is too much is going to intoxicate you. And we have now a generation where adults are intoxicated with their own minds, with the desires, and in insatisfaction. Never forget that Ayurveda considers our mind substance. And to finish my talk, I want to remember you, and please, I beg your pardon if I may challenge this story in not in a correct way, because it's the story of Ayurveda doctor from Buddha, from Mahatma Buddha, Narada. And Narada just applied for the Ayurveda medicine studies. And many young men came at the time to get a place to study Ayurveda. And so the principal told them, just go along and bring me something that you find in your pet this day that cannot be used as therapy. And then we will see which one of you is worth to come inside and learn the big art of Ayurveda. And so Narada was walking all the day and having his thought. And he arrived at the end of the day with empty hands. There is nothing in this world that can't be used for therapy to enhance and nourish your health, but the same way around you in the other side. No talk, too much talk. Too much drama, no life at all. Apathy, depression, too much highness. Using drugs or no nourishing at all. Too much sugar, no sweets at all. And so I finish this talk inviting you all to have fun with Ayurveda, in the sense that the basic principles of Ayurveda are met as well in physics and quantum physics and normal classic medicine and many other medicines around the world. So the science of life is always present where life present is. And my invitation to you is in the name of the biggest essence of all Ayurveda in this world, not only in Mother Bharat in India, that you take your vital energy very serious and at the same time having fun, knowing yourself, going back in frequency and harmony to your essence, your main constitution. Because when you are harmonious with your essence, and that is not easy, it is like a yoga pose, a balanced yoga pose. It is not a place that you arrive and you'll be there. It is hard work to be there, and balance will be tomorrow different as it is today. But if you know how to find thyself, the spark of life inside you, with humbleness, you're going to serve the spark of life. You're not going to push yourself. You're not going to leave yourself on the sofa lazily for too long, because too much or too less, it is not the pathway of the center. And the center for you is not the same of for Dr. Betkar, for example, or for me. It is a research, is falling in love with life that expresses itself through you. Ayurveda for me is the biggest pathway to God and to self-love, but not self-love that you buy yourself flowers and that you just make rituals of self-love, that you take time to be with yourself. You get really busy with the life processes, with the life science behind, hiding in your heart. And this is Ayurveda for me. That little lotus inside your heart, ujas, is waiting to be awakened. When you feel goosebumps, when you feel that you are having fun, or that life is talking to you through someone else, start with the man in the mirror. Start falling in love with yourself. And so we will all be honoring Ayurveda's legacy worldwide. Thank you for this opportunity, and namaste.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful lecture on the topic Ayurveda for Dummies. We really enjoyed your speech and got number of basic things related to Ayurveda and life. Thank you, ma'am. Now, after this keynote speech, I would like to invite participants and delegates if you have any questions or any point to make, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes,
Am I
you are.
audible?
Yes, audible.
Good evening to everyone. Good evening to everyone. Hello.
Good
Hello.
evening. Good evening.
Good evening to everyone. Ma'am, I just have one small question. That is Ayurveda coming? Will come back? Is going to come back? Sorry. In this
Very
present
useful lecture, madam.
Hello. Hello. Is Ayurveda going to come back? I just want this question, ma'am. Answer for this. Hello.
Ayurveda coming back. You mean coming back as
Like in
with
the olden days, as for the Indian history, most of the time in the olden days, people used to follow only Ayurveda, not the allopathy. Do you think is again going to come back in this present situations?
I think that is most favorable that it comes back. I have no idea that it went away to start, because I went many times to India to learn Ayurveda. And from the locals, I know that they go at first to Ayurveda doctor or Ayurveda residents where they are, or to the pharmacy to receive at first affordable Ayurveda ointments and not just classic allopathic medicine. But what I want to give you as a teacher and for all the teachers outside, because you're going to have Vata, Pitta, Kapha students, is that the comeback of Ayurveda depends on all of us. If it went away from the presence, principally politically spoken, inside your environment. So I invite you to be an agent of life force, of the deep inside in life yourself, and trying something that you never tried before in Ayurveda, because we humans are behaviorals. So if something makes good to you, you are going to talk about it. So it is my deep wish that Ayurveda comes back and that Ayurveda stays, and that the legacy goes further, helping humanity to have more connection and treatments with and a pathway to treat themselves at first with simple things. Ayurveda is based at first in simple things. Remember, until everything goes straight and you need therapy. And if we talk about allopathy, we have many shelves with symptoms. Just with something went really wrong already, it is detectable. If you have already a tumor, if you are already cancer sick, if you broke an arm, so they help us, and that is good that we have this enormous knowledge helping us in the professionals that are involved to it. But think about the adiopathic space before something happens. Many of us, we don't feel good before long time. Oh, I don't feel good. I feel tired. I feel really burned. So I feel stressed. It is too much. Do we give attention to it? So for Ayurveda to come back and not be classified anymore as idiopathic medicine, it is a work together of those receive the benefit of Ayurveda that stays and that continues in evolution, will be a benefit for all of us.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
your
for your
wonderful
time.
hands.
Many blessings.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Hello.
Dr. Shukla, sir, please.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Bedkar, sir, Principal, sir, Prakash, sir, the organizing committee, and wonderfully placed, the resource person, the ma'am, wonderful presentation. And I really appreciate your understanding and the depth of understanding in Ayurveda, because it is one of the basic science what we are dealing with. And there's no question of coming back, it is existing and it will exist for thousands of years. So the number of, the authorities have contributed, and the pillars are there like Atreya, Charaka, Vagbhata, and so many people are there. They have contributed to this science, and it believes in 5 elements: earth, the air, Vayu, and other things, 5 elements. 4 doshas, there are the fundamental, what we call it as principle, like dosha, dhatu, agni, and mala. So all these are also playing a role. And this is a science where you'll find, we are contributing, we are dividing the symptoms under the 3 dosha or 3 humors, what is called as Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And mind you, we are not prescribing medicine on the symptom basis. The other sciences, conventional methods goes with the symptomatologic treatment. If there is a fever, they are giving antipyretic or something like that. But here, Ayurveda find out the constitution, the prakriti of the person, and it goes to the death. The disease will not recur. That is the basic thing. The life, what we call it as it gives a principle to the life and living. How we should live. And they're not just talking about the curative, but I think they are more focusing their attention on the preventive aspect. And that is a wonderful thing. And Ayurveda, in India also, we're so much advanced. There are, rise and falls you'll find in the history, no doubt. Right, with the political elements, with the kingdom, with the states, you'll find no doubt. But it was so much advanced, even the plastic surgery and everything has been conducted under Ayurveda, amputations. tumor excisions, and so many things were done with the Ayurveda and along with the Ayurvedic system of medicine. So that is the beauty of Ayurveda. And really, I appreciate other sciences doesn't much believe, I'm a student of homeopathy. I'm a doctor of homeopathy. And it is a birthplace. Germany is a birthplace for this science. I really appreciate from the same land. So I really appreciate that I'm talking with a person, to whom we pray every day, right? So wonderfully, Dr. Hahnemann, Samuel Christian Gottfried Hahnemann, talked about this subject and practicing in our country. And a number of doctors are there and well-known doctors are there in homeopathy. So, ma'am, thank you very much about the Ayurvedic, what you said, the humors. My one question is, the Greek medicine was also having such a humor. They were using 5 humor. They were using 5 humors. So is there was any connection during that time between Greek medicine and Ayurveda? Ayurveda has emerged from the Rigveda, one of the Veda, So is there any connection with the Greek medicine and this Ayurvedic medicine? That is my basic question. And definitely, Ayurveda is one of the basic elemental science, and one has to know this, right? So no doubt, India is a place where you'll find this Ayurveda has emerged. Was one mythological story, a tug of war between devils and demons and the people. And Dhanvantari has come from there, and the goddess of Dhanvantari, has given this science. So I really, give my great appreciation to this science, and thank you very much, madam, for rebrushing our knowledge. Only my question is there was no communication as such in those days, but still you'll find there are some similarities in Greek medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and some other medicines also. So what do you think about this? There was no AI during that time. What do you think about this, ma'am? Thank you.
You are all welcome, and you are welcome to keep contact with me after outside here, that we can continue the discussion. But I love the question. Thank you so much for asking. But I invite you all now. So I don't will answer directly. I will make an invitation to reflection. In the quantum physics, we discovered not long ago that everything is connected, and Ayurveda and the Vedas and everything in the different colleges in India are telling us about the story that everything is connected for thousands and thousands of years, not only Ayurveda. And so I invite you now to close your eyes again and think about the insights that you receive sometimes, that when your telephone rings, that is your mom, even if you don't have a look of it. And so this field of information that nowadays they use the Chinese term to define meridians, we call in Ayurveda nadis, no? And marma points and so on. So why I'm using this? Because if we are all connected in this field, information is diversified, and we are like channels of this energy, like the sages. So I think that there is a connection, because even Ashrut is the father of chirurgy, and many things that we use in normal materia medica. The language of materia medica is Latin and Greece. Old Greece, right? So we have like phleuma and many words. So I think that it is connected, because the elements and the teaching of the elements, if you have deep thoughts about life and you invite life you yield life to you, the downloads will start through this nadis, through these meridians, and everything is connected. And I think there is a real connection between Greece and Ayurveda medicine, but not only about them, among Greece, among Ayurveda medicine, Chinese medicine, and unfortunately all the medicines that we erased in our ignorance through war around the earth.
Right, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Wonderful to listen to you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And now I request Tilakvalli sir Tilagwalli sir, you have raised your hand. Please. If not, Rahul sir. Rahul sir, do you want to ask any question, please? Is there anybody? I think now there is not any question. I thank Anjala ma'am and Dr. Swanand Shukla sir for their questions and adding lot more things to us. And now I request Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar sir for your closing remarks. Please, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. And I just wanna say thank you again for the invitation. Even if I had the respect, talking about Ayurveda in front of literates, the path of Ayurveda is not always easy in the far Western, as I told in the beginning. And because at the beginning, all that Ayurveda and yoga were just open for men. And then it is an enormous privilege that life had changed so much that we women can study Ayurveda too. And even in other countries, and even not belonging to the richest of riches. So nowadays it is accessible to all that put their heart and seriously decided to go this path. And the knowledge of Ayurveda is given. So if you compromise yourself in your heart and find the pathway of serving the life in yourself, that you keep yourself healthy as a standard, that life can serve itself in others, it finds a pathway too that a Brazilian living in Germany, I am specialized in homeopathy too, and I love homeopathy. So, in modern homeopathy and as well physics and everything that goes in direction energy, because if you study Ayurveda, you can go out of energy somehow. Something is happening there between the words, and it is in the sound, and so on. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And I was very surprised, Dr. Betkar, that you took the topic, but now I understand why. It is a different view from someone working in the other side of the world. And you are right, because we see Ayurveda with other eyes. So when we go to Sri Lanka or to India, the doctors are finding kapha in us because maybe because we are bigger, maybe because we have a different nutrition. But Ayurveda is always there. So the legacy of Mother Bharat of India survives thousands and thousands of years, aiming health, aiming prevention of health, aiming love. It is a great legacy. I'm very humbled to be a student of this eternal knowledge that is dripping on us like rays of light, to opening our hearts for humankind, because more drops of light in our hearts, and you from India, all of you giving me opportunity to talk about, shows how open and how honorable you are, because you could have just think, what does she want to talk us about Ayurveda? So thank you so much for the opportunity, and many blessings for all of you. I would feel very honored if we would keep in contact. Many blessings in your path, and may all the faiths in Ayurveda that brought us together in this moment feed and nourish around the world many, many waves, that people get more interested in Ayurveda, in themselves. And let's start with the man in the mirror. I think that it could change these ways. And namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I am here for the vote of thanks on behalf of Organizing Committee of International E-Conference and Sri Kumarswami College, Ausa. First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Ma'am for her precious time and valuable thoughts on the topic of Ayurveda. I extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to you, ma'am, for your very wonderful and illustrative lecture on the topic. Thank you. I also thank uh, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Bedkar, sir, for arranging such webinars and international conferences. And these are the source of knowledge for the knowledge seekers, maybe the student, researcher, teacher, or anybody. So thank you, sir, for your efforts. And I also thank all active participants like Angela ma'am, Dr. Swanand Shukla sir, Sonu Kumar sir, and all other participants for your continuous support to us, to our webinars and conferences. Now I request participants, please do not forget to fill feedback link to have your certificate. And at the end, with the kind permission of Chief Organizer, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Bedkar, sir, I declare here that today's International E-Conference is over, and heartily thanks once again to all. Thank you very much.
Sir, feedback link